What is going on, jumpers? This jump rope skill tutorial is going to focus on the cross double under. Now, there are several different variations of this main skill that we refer to as a cross double. All of them really follow the same main principles of movement, but any individual nuances I will definitely point out along the way. If you are the type of jump roper that wants to continually level up your skills and wants to explore all styles of jump rope, then this is the tutorial for you. All right, let's get to it. So before you do this skill, you should definitely be able to do a standard open double and a single under cross. Now, for the main tips of this skill, the first thing I want to point out is you should understand the main tips for a single under cross. Now, you should be able to do that at this point, but in case you haven't seen the other video, I do have a single under cross tutorial that goes over all the details of how to cross correctly. Now, whether we are doing a cross open cross, or cross double under, all of these, we want to make sure we're slowing the rope down a little bit before we go into that main skill. The reason is going into a cross position and coming out of a cross position speed up the jump rope. Now, this is a really critical tip because a lot of people unknowingly speed up the rope as they are going into the cross position and coming out of it. Because your arms are moving from a different position and widening and shortening the rope, it causes the rope to change its speed. So again, really focus on making sure you slow the rope down at the very beginning as you are going into this skill. Now, the next main tip is to make sure that when you cross, your forearms are against your waist and you're getting a nice clean cross, doing either the open cross open, or cross. Now, you definitely want to make sure you're articulating your wrist during all of these, but it's especially important during the cross double. It really requires you to pay attention and make sure your wrists are moving and turning the rope throughout that whole skill. Now, the last main tip that is arguably one of the most important is to really focus on your bound height before your rope speed. RX Marker has a great saying that is elevate before rotate, and that really gets to the idea of focusing your attention on how high you're going versus how fast the rope is moving. This is also what helps you slow the rope down before you go into the cross, helping avoid speeding up the rope a little bit too much at the beginning or end. All right, so things to avoid. Number one, we don't want a rope that is too long or too short. Now, this is pretty obvious when you say it out loud, but a good way to actually test this is to do a cross while you're standing. Put your hands in the cross position, forearms against your waist at the belt line, and then look where the rope is. Does the end of the rope touch your toes or come a little bit up on your ankles? Does it go out really far away? Is it over 1 foot away from your toes? These are good signs that really will show you, okay, this rope is a little bit too short, it's a little bit too long. Ideally, what we're looking for is to have that rope within a few inches of our toes. We want a little bit of room. We should be able to see that we can create a nice big loop next to our feet. But if we can't create the loop, or there's too much of a loop slapping the ground, those will hurt us moving forward. Now, we also want to avoid piking excessively or dropping our chest. We see a lot of people who are learning for the first time, and when they do the cross, it's almost like they cross and pull their hips back and drop their chest down. This is super common. We want to avoid that and keep our body upright. We also really want to avoid cutting our jump short. We don't want to do a really small jump. We want to give ourselves as much time in the air as possible, especially when we are learning. Now, the last thing to avoid is doing a cross that is too large. We don't want our elbows to touch because that's too big of a cross. Now, the only exception to this is if you're trying to do a double under like Floyd Mayweather. That style of double under is its own style, and it's very useful depending on the context you're jumping or just wanting to explore all different styles of jumping. In this scenario, you actually do want to cross excessively. You do want your arms to go out really wide, and you want them to cross in really far, and you want to make those really big movements. Make sure that you really do the reverse of everything I've just discussed. You want to make sure that rope is very long. You want it excessively long so you can accomplish bringing your arms out wide and then going in really far with the cross. It's really important to point out that because we want to do this style of double under, we want our arms to go out really wide and be very excessive in nature. We do need extra rope length and a very large contact point to add extra tolerance to complete the skill appropriately. Now, that is the reverse of the other double unders we've discussed, because those are typically designed to help you continually level up, and you can apply those to a triple under context or continue to build upon them in different ways to try different skills. But it's really important that no matter what you choose, you really should be able to do any style of double under, and you really should try all styles to see what fits you the best. So let's talk about how to actually practice these skills. I'm going to borrow a bit of methodology from RX Marker because they are really the masters of double unders, and we can apply some of those same principles here with these doubles that we're working on. Again, I cannot overstate that you really should jump as high as possible when you're learning to give yourself the most amount of time to do these skills. Remember, Like our X mark here says, elevate before rotate. So what we'll do is actually start with the signature double under off the deck exercise, which includes standing still, putting your feet together, having the rope down by your ankles, and from there doing one double under. We'll do all of the variations. We'll do an open cross, we'll do a cross open and a cross cross from standing, no jumping beforehand. This is a little bit tricky, but it's meant to help you really dial in your timing correctly. If you're getting tripped up here, make sure you refer back to the main tips that we have just discussed. Now, once you've done these double under off the deck skills, make sure you're finishing those in a toe catch placement so the rope actually slides underneath your toes. That way you have full and ultimate control of the rope. So after you feel comfortable doing these double under off the deck exercises with the cross open, open cross, and cross cross doubles, let's move on to adding one double under before these skills. So we'll just do one double under off the deck, so open, open, and then we'll add on only one at a time of these different variations that we are working on. And of course, we will finish them with a toe catch like before. After this, we'll go ahead and do an open, open, regular double under, one of the variations, and then finish with another open, open double, again, ending in a toe catch. This way we can actually put this skill between regular double unders and focus on our movements and our timing with the crossing position and making sure that we are indeed staying slow enough and controlled during those movements. Now from there, we can work on a really cool sequence that really helps determine your proficiency with these skills, and it's a great benchmark in terms of a nice double under sequence, and that is open, open, so a regular double under, open cross, cross cross, and then a cross open. It's very smooth, it's very fun, and it's cool to link all of these together. Now from there, you can really do whatever you want moving forward. There's a lot of different ways to stylize these. There's a lot of different ways to play with. You can do open cross back to back, you can do cross open, you can just hold cross cross doubles over and over and over. There's many different ways to move forward with this, but definitely give it a shot. Definitely try out all these different styles moving forward. Now this progression is really for jumpers that want to, get efficient with these skills, who want to explore and try out different skills moving forward that are kind of similar to these. Now, if your focus is just to do the Mayweather style double under, you can really skip the progression, really go straight to open cross doubles back to back to back. Again, making sure that rope is really long and you're doing very large motions with your arms. All right, if this tutorial was helpful for you, send it off to a friend that you think might also enjoy it. If you have any questions at all, drop a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram at Nate_KG. I will see you guys in the next skill tutorial.